Yes, that's right. If it's Sunday afternoon, it must be time for the return of Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Yes, hello, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, back with some more Show Us Your Cat. Episode 116. If you haven't yet been featured on Show Us Your Cat and you've got a catamaran and you'd like to show it to the global Joyrider TV community, then I think you know what to do already. Just send me pictures or video of your boat with a bit of a description of what it is that you like to do with your boat, perhaps when you got the boat, any work that you've done to it, that kind of thing. And then yes, you can be featured in an upcoming episode of Show Us Your Cat. Oh yes. So for those of you who haven't been before, Show Us Your Cat is where we take a look around the world at your boats and where it is that you sail them. It's always very nice to see quite a diverse range of boats and some brand new venues that we've never seen before. So always a pleasure taking a look around. I'm coming from Wildwind Sailing Holidays on the Greek island of Lefkos, which is now of course closed for the winter. Our other centre in Mauritius is now open and supplying some absolutely champagne sailing conditions. So if you've got a need for some hot weather, good sailing, then Wildwind Mauritius might tick that box for you. What's been going on Joyrider TV of late, I hear you cry? Well, funny you should ask. The question and answer sessions, which are now back to the usual time of 4 o'clock every Friday afternoon, Greek time that is, have been very well attended and going very well. So if you've got any questions regarding catamaran sailing or pretty much anything else, you can either preload the questions if you don't think you're going to be able to make it to the session, or you could come to the session and ask the questions during the session. It's live, great fun. Also on Joyrider TV, perhaps one of the bigger videos that I've made this year, I went out sailing in every wind strength up to getting on for about 20 knots and videoed how to sail in those different wind conditions so that you guys can get an idea of how it is to sail in those wind conditions, right from pretty much no wind at all the way up to, I think we got to about 16 or 18 knots, because let's face it, on Joyrider TV we're smashing it out in 25 knots of breeze quite a lot. I didn't think we needed to look at that again, although it would have been nice. Also, what else is happening? Well, you're not going to believe it, but the countdown to Christmas has started, and over at totaljoyrider.com I've been stocking some stockings full of Christmas gift ideas. So if you've got a friend who's a catamaran sailor, or a family member perhaps, and you don't know what to get them for Christmas, then head over to totaljoyrider.com and there's plenty there to choose from. And if you want something custom making, like you may see, I've got this beautiful Bad Boy 94 custom t-shirt. I can knock you up a design, get the design to you for approval, and then get the wheels of production in motion. These t-shirts are now being produced in the UK, in mainland Europe, in the USA and in Australia, so delivery time isn't too juicy. But if you are looking for something for Christmas, I would say definitely the end of November wants to be your deadline for that. But for now, it is of course time for Show Us Your Cat. So let's jump in and have a look at what we're looking at in this week's Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Okay, so we're starting off by heading over to Kentucky in the USA, where we're going to be taking a look at Tim's 1989 Hobie 18 Magnum. He's had this boat for about 7 years, and in that time he's made some great modifications to make it more practical for mooring the boat on his houseboat. So over to Tim to take a look at his cat.
Being on the lake with the houseboat, I'm fortunate to have a houseboat and a Hobie cat. I like to keep my Hobie cat on the houseboat. That way when I go out onto the lake, I'm able to enjoy it. I did install a winch in the engine compartment on the houseboat, and that winch allows me to pull the Hobie cat up and onto the back deck. The use of these slings, which you see there, I leave permanently attached, give me a towing point, if you will. This picture shows the Hobie cat in the stowed position. This is the way I keep it when I'm not using it. The propeller, which comes off of a standard trolling motor, pictured here, is attached to a stainless steel shaft. I pass that shaft through a nylon bearing. It gives me a rotating surface. Then I keep a cordless drill stowed in one of my hatch compartments. Standard 9/16 socket fits that nylon nut that you see there, and I'm able to propel the sailboat fairly well. You see a riding pole I've installed there. This little image shows how I mounted it using a U-joint. And then the last challenge is, how do you get this thing fully into the stowed position with the rudders on it? And there's just no way to do it. Getting the rudders off and on became a big pain in the butt, so I changed out these rudder pins. I created stainless steel continuous pins to begin with, but then you gotta take the plug out, put the plug back in. So I've got these stainless pins there, spring loaded, and that works very well to get the rudders off and on. Pretty happy with that. It makes it go fast. I've never lost a rudder using this method, and it makes it quick and easy to get the rudders off and on.
So yes, we're heading back to Louisville Lake, Texas, USA, to Hobie Fleet 23, where we have Dread Pirate Dave. Now, we met Dave back in episode 112 of Show Us Your Cat with his Hobie 20 Miracle Soul Rebel. Dave has since got hold of a new project boat, which is a Hobie 18 Magnum. He says that he's replacing the starboard hull, so there's obviously something going on there that can't be seen in the pictures. He's also on the lookout for a set of Kioki sails for his 18. So if you're in the US and you're selling some, I'm sure that Dave would like to know. And in fact, I took the liberty of knocking up a Hobie 18 Kioki t-shirt just to give you a look at what those colours should look like. Meanwhile, just over to the west at Lake Bridgeport, we have a new member of Fleet 23. His name is Dustin, and he's got this Hobie 16 with the Tequila Sunrise sails. He's called the boat Wipeout. Apparently this was decided after one of his earlier experiences with the boat. And here he is getting some expert rigging tips from Ed Rock, who does a lot of great work helping people in that area. And it certainly does look like a great stretch of water for some great cat sailing. So thanks very much to Dave for sending in those pictures and keeping us in the loop of what's going on at D/FW Beach Cats. And next, we are heading down south to Brazil. Just to the south of Sao Paulo, we've got the Yacht Club Santo Amaro, where we have Paulo. Paulo has got a Hobie 16, which from my research, I would say is around a 1984. He says, I bought a hobiecat 16 years ago to sail with my son, but at the time he was only 5 years old and a little bit intimidated by the performance of the catamaran. Now he's a grown-up and 9 years old, and he gets interested in sailing because some of his friends in the new school are getting some classes at the Yacht Club Santo Amaro. The Yacht Club Santo Amaro is a famous Brazilian sailing club where Olympic medalist Robert Scheidt started sailing in the laser class, and it really does look like it has some world-beating facilities, including a hangar where the boats can live inside. They have some great fun together. It certainly looks like these young sailors are getting a great taste of how much fun you can have cat sailing. And it really does seem like a great combination of learning the fundamentals of sailing on the Optimist and then relaxing, socialising and just having some good old-fashioned fun on the Hobie 16 afterwards. Now there is a reward. So thanks very much, Paulo and Lorenzo, for sending us those great pictures of your 16. Next time I'm in Brazil, I'll be popping down for a visit. Thanks again, Paulo. So there we go. What an absolutely fantastic selection of boats this week on Show Us Your Cat. I'll be back in 2 weeks with some more Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Before then, there will be more videos coming out on Joyrider TV. So if you're not yet subscribed, then do subscribe, so then you'll have more of a chance of getting to see all the new stuff that is coming out. There is, of course, a tremendous amount of videos already on Joyrider TV. I think it's in excess of 900 videos. So pretty much most topics on catamaran sailing are covered there. So delve into the archives and take a look there. But until next time, I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV. Thank you very much.